Okay. Thank you for tuning in with Rocking with Me. I'm Nisha. This is my first episode. And today we have my brother,
Woosah.
Woosah. Okay, and I brought you on here because I feel like we have good conversation together, and I feel like we got similar stories.
Yeah.
And we also, what are we? Fire signs.
Yeah, we're fire signs.
We're
You're
fire.
Aries, I'm a Sagittarius.
Right, we're fire signs.
Yep.
So I don't know. I feel like we be having a lot in common, maybe different perspectives,
For
but
sure, for
we
sure.
very passionate about our opinions, and I just want to have conversation with you with you know starting from when you was young until now.
Okay.
You know, you is a first time dad.
Yes, I am.
You being married. You know, and
I'm still
you
currently married
you're
legally.
you're married.
Yeah.
So we just want to get into those things and how it's like being a dad
hmm
and all that good stuff. Um,
So,
so you can start with your
so
childhood.
just for all the ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm currently going through a divorce, so you know what I'm saying? You want to shoot your shot, it's your time. But
Period.
I'm just saying,
No, I'm not with that.
respectfully to my situation,
Respectfully.
because I still respect, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
my situation. But I am a first time dad. It's kind of crazy because the person I was dealing with, I've been with since high school. You know what I'm saying, for over 16 years. So been married to her for 3, but we had our first son when we were married. He's currently 2 right now, but I had him when I was married, so I felt like since God blessed me with a son, you know what I'm saying, I named him after God. So, but that's been cool, you know what I'm saying, because I feel like being a father was meant for me. You know what I'm saying? Like being a father was uh, meant for me to be because uh, of my dynamic of how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? I met my biological father when I was 17. I was raised by a man I thought was my father. He didn't treat me any different, but as I got older, once I got to a certain position, a certain height in my life, uh, I got kicked off my pedestal uh, when I thought I was doing good. You know what I'm saying? It kind of took me back, and I had to restart my life. So, um, long story short, my mom, she was young. She was pregnant with me at 12, had me at 13. Um, her mama didn't want to have me, so um, they wanted to get me aborted. Well, she did, and my mom said no. Thank God, you know what I'm saying, because I could have been flushed down the toilet. But you know what I'm saying, I'm here. But at the same time, uh, she was one of those ones that was dealing with multiple men. You get what I'm saying? So she was trying to hide it, but that was a trait that was taught. You get what I'm saying? With you being that young, you don't just get out there and jump off the porch like that. Don't no girl just jump off the porch like that. It don't matter how strong your hormones is or whatever the case may be. But basically, long story short, they both showed up at the hospital. Her sister tried to uh, finesse her way into saying the one was her cousin and one wasn't. One was the biological father. He came up after the other guy, and basically after one of the grandmothers, which is the guy who raised me, uh, who I consider my father, because he definitely raised me. Once my grandmother, which was my mom's mother, basically said she was putting me in the system. Grandmother overheard and was like, "You can sign him over to me." That's how I end up with that family. And they ain't do a DNA test. They ain't do none of that. But in the midst of that, in the midst of
Mm-hmm.
that, my mom knew
Mm-hmm.
because I looked more like the biological father than I did the other guy. So she was sneaking me downtown to go see my grandmother and him. You know what I'm saying? And his folks. But I don't remember none of it. But I get told the story that my grandmother tried to barricade the house. She's with her sofa and everything, and the biological father had to climb the window to get me in order to get me to her because she didn't have custody of me. The other dude did, so she had to take me back to the other dude before they called the police. But you know what I'm saying? Uh, I was raised with a good family. You know what I'm saying? The Nelsons was good to me. I grew up in Avondale. You know what I'm saying? Right here on Tower Street, 18 Tower to be exact. And my great grandmother, that was like the family house. So I learned about family tradition when it came to Thanksgiving, Christmases, holidays, things of that nature. Um, but I also didn't know in the background that I wasn't there. So all the funny stuff that I felt now that I'm reliving it as an adult, you know, motherfuckers was jealous of me. You get what I'm saying? And they knew I wasn't blood, but at the same time, it didn't get too out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? But I went through my ups and downs as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I had my dark times as a kid. Maybe if I had my parents there, I wouldn't went through as much as I went through. You know what I'm saying? From being a child, you know what I'm saying? I was molested as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was uh, punched in the face by stepmoms and shit. So you know what I'm saying? I seen my fair share of wicked women growing up, and it started with my mom. You know what I'm saying? That was the first heartbreak. So, but I still chose to love women. You know what I'm saying? I still
Mm.
chose to hold them on a high pedestal because uh, I knew that was just something I had to go through. But as a young child, uh, I survived. You know what I'm saying? That's why I played football. I think that's why football took over my life because I was able to get that anger off. I was able to, as a kid, I was very shy. I didn't talk a lot, but playing football helped me find that leadership skill. It helped me talk because I love to win. You know what I'm saying? Once I fell in love with the sport, I had to win. So the only way you can win is by talking to your teammates, saying what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Being a leader, and that's how I got to this point I am now. But you know what I'm saying?
What high school did you go to?
I ended up when I moved out of Avondale and in the end of fifth grade. So beginners, I want to say, not actually. I left Avondale probably second quarter, sixth grade. So I ended up going to Coleraine, which was a suburb at the time. Now it's like damn near the wild, wild west. But back then, for me, for me coming from the projects and moving out there, totally different feeling. I'm talking about people going to school with pajamas on and flip flops and shit like that. Like
Mm.
the girls look exotic because they different. You know what I'm saying? You got the mixed breeds, you got the black girls, you got the white girls and shit like that. So it was different. But to the principals that ran the school, I was still a nigga to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I went to school when LeBron James just went to Cleveland, so I had the jersey. Chris Brown was popping, so niggas was dancing and doing all that
Mhm.
shit. But to them, I still was just a nigga. So um, I had to learn how to blend in. I had to learn how to speak their language, which is that's why I can relate to anybody on the block or anybody in a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to them in that scenario due to the fact of having that level of diversity that football took me to some places where I never thought I would ever see as a kid coming from the project. So and like I said, my grandma, she is still my great grandmother, she is still a lot of love in me. She she cooked food, not like she we never ate out. We never ate fast food growing up. And I lived down the
Mhm.
street from Richie's. Like every blue moon, we'd sneak down there and go get some wedges. Not what
Mhm.
I'm saying, but other than that, she was cooking every day. She was a very traditional woman. She was a Virgo. Um, she was divorced, but the house that she had got with her husband. He let her keep the house so she can raise the kids and the grandkids and have all the traditional settings there. But she made jam from scratch. She made ice cream from scratch. Um, she put her love and her heart in everything. And the only thing she cared about was spending time with her family and with her church. That's it. She was a very religious woman, very Christian. It was church and her family. Period. She didn't care about nothing that was going on outside of that. So that tradition allowed me to. It carried me a long way to the point to where when I did meet my biological father when I was 17. Crazy thing about that.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, so when did you meet him and how?
Okay, so before I get to that, me and my mom, we had a rough patch. We never really. She didn't call me for real on birthdays. That affected me. Like she didn't show up. She kept blaming the dude who raised me, but I'm pretty sure he had his play because he's a Gemini. My mom's a
Mm.
Leo, so I'm pretty sure he had his two-faced moments where he was using me as ammo. But I remember as a kid them pulling me from my backpack in my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit was
Mm.
traumatizing. Like, and they fell, rolled down the steps and fighting and shit. So it's like I seen all that shit, but um, she just was never around. Like I'm pretty sure she tried to fight, but I'm pretty sure she ended up giving up. She feel like she had lost the battle with me or whatever the case may be, but I wasn't ready to give her up because I ain't stopped really. I ain't really give up on her until like the third grade,
Mm.
and that's when I was going to school, and then I'm seeing all these kids going home with their mamas and shit, and I'm the only one to live with my dad. So that was different to them, but that was different for me.
So the Nelsons
Is the foundation?
is your dad
Yeah, that's
family.
yeah,
Okay, so you was raised by him and his family.
yeah.
Okay.
But eventually, when I found out over the years after I found out my father was my father, um, I had Nelson, but I was born with the last name Smith, which is what my mama carried.
Mm-hmm.
But since I was with him majority of the time of my life, and she went around, by the time I got to what I want to say eighth grade, I was like, Daddy, I'm tired of them calling you Mr. Smith. That ain't your last name. Like, I want your last name. So he took me to go get changed my last name. Come to find out I ain't even his, but I still wanted the last name. I didn't know. I
Is
still took it.
is that how you found out?
Yes. This is a
Hold
look.
on, how you found? I never knew that.
So I found out because I told my mom before I changed my last name. I told her like I actually talked to her. I don't know how we got on the phone or what the case may be, but I was so mad at her. I just wanted to piss her off.
Mm.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'm changing my last name to my day last name." She's like, "I don't think you should do that." Like, who she thinks she is? She ain't about to tell me I
Mm.
can't do it. Like, you ain't
Mm.
around. Like, I'm supposed to carry my day last name. That's
Mm.
what you're supposed to do as a child,
Yes.
at least the traditional way. So, with that being said, I did it, and I called her trying to be funny, like, "Yeah, I did it, mama. Like, I did it. I changed my last name." She was like, "I don't know why you did that, because that ain't your real daddy."
Uh, That's
Eh,
how she did it.
man, what? Did
That's
she?
crazy. That's
Did she?
crazy.
No, 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 no.
I never
She
knew.
said, I thought you knew. Why
Mm.
in the fuck would you think I know?
Mm.
Like, that's that shit. I'm saying, like, that's that spiteful shit that come from a woman. Like, you knew you was playing the game. You knew you was playing him. You knew you
Mm-hmm.
was, you know what I'm saying, you was doing this. So why are you just now telling me? Because he found out when I was 11. He got the DNA test to my great grandmother's house in Avondale.
Mm.
My great grandmother so nosy, she opened the shit. So she knew, and the family knew before he knew.
See, that's good, and he still kept that. I mean, as a secret and raises you as his son.
He kept it as a secret because as men we get embarrassed. We get embarrassed.
Mm.
Like, you done raised me this far,
Mm-hmm.
but he had custody of me and I lived with him. But at the same time, we lived with my grandmother in Aberdeen at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm grown, I think back, he was never around. I
Mm.
ran the streets freely.
Really?
I just didn't get in trouble. I wasn't
Mm.
getting in trouble. I wasn't a kid. I wasn't into girls, so I was in the sixth grade. So it wasn't like I was walking around the street trying to fuck on something.
Mm.
Like, I was going to other people's house playing a video game, playing SmackDown like this and shit. Like, what time you gonna be at home? Shit, I ain't got no curfew. Shit, I'm about to go play the game. Like, but
Mm.
my grandmother always allowed me to live my life and be my own man. She would always tell me, "Maybe you got one life. You better live it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let nobody stop you from living because you got one."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what carried me to where I'm at right now with me going through the divorce and everything, because I felt like I compromised myself. But we'll
Okay.
get to that point in a
Before
minute.
divorce, what made you marry her? Before, okay.
Because I was always I'm a lover boy.
And
I'm
it's
I'm
the girl
I'm a
that
lover
you
boy, and I'm
been.
very passionate. I like pouring. I believe pouring into one woman and making a woman feel like so desirable that she don't want to go nowhere.
Mm.
Like I like doing all that. I like, you get what I'm saying. But at the same time, when I met her,
Huh,
she when I
so you ain't marry her because you love her.
no, I did marry because I loved her.
Mm.
But I
Okay.
met in all the history that we had, because
Okay.
in the midst of, so before my great grandmother got older, and she moved to Georgia with my grandma, which
Mhm.
that's who I lived with from the age of 2 to 6. So I
Mhm.
lived in Atlanta from the age of 2 to 6, and that's when Daddy came back. My dad came down there. He was still in the streets, and he came down there and was like, man, I gotta. I basically tell him all the time, like I changed his life. So basically in so many words, we was each other blessing.
Mhm.
I stopped him from doing wrong or being out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Uncle got shot. You know what I'm saying? He been shot at selling dope, just trying to not make it. But and then me, I didn't have. If I was raised by my biological father, I probably would have been one of these lame ass niggas out here on the street, just fucking on hoes, smoking weed, talking shit, thinking everybody is my friend, with all this blind optimism and vulnerability, and niggas getting over on me. I probably wouldn't have made it. Niggas probably would have took me up top if I ain't have the knowledge and the
Mhm.
skills that I got right now. To be
Mhm.
honest, because
Yeah.
when I met him, it's like I'm more the daddy than him.
Okay. Okay. So how did you meet him, man? Like,
Um,
how did you meet? And
so
when?
so
Like
basically,
how?
when my mama dropped that bomb on me and said, I don't know why you did that. That ain't your daddy. Like I said, man, you perfect. Like that, I know who my daddy is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I hung up on her.
Mhm.
But for the next 2 weeks, I cried like a hoe. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was in my room in the dark. I was skipping school, listening to DMX. Nigga, I was boo hoo hooing.
What song of DMX?
Man,
What was your
uh.
favorite? What's that song that reminds you of that time? Of DMX.
But this song ain't no sunshine when it's on.
Mm.
Uh, and that grandma is gonna be okay, because around the time, like, I felt like I needed my grandmother's love because she was the only one that like nurtured me. Like, baby, it's gonna be okay. The
Mm.
whole time I was being raised by a guy who wasn't my father, it was nothing but tough love. If I fell on the floor, if I scraped, you know how
Mm.
men gotta be, well, get up, shake yourself off. Like, damn, daddy, you
Yeah.
can't hug me, you can't kiss my boo boo. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sensitive too, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's just how he was taught. He didn't know how to be a father, so that's what he was
Mhm.
taught. That's what he's seen other people do from his era. So I respect it. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, I felt like I grew up alone. The reason he
Mhm.
just gave me a house and home. The reason why I say that is because my grandmother she poured so much love into me. I'm thinking everybody had that when I went to school. But when you live in the hood, the kids ain't nice, bro. Like
Yeah.
they got fucked up parents or fucked up situation. You don't know
Mhm.
somebody touching them. You don't know if they parents on dope.
Mhm.
You don't know what's going on. But I just know I try to be friends with everybody. I want to be friends with
Mhm.
everybody. All of a sudden, I'm getting bullied. You know, I'm
Yeah.
getting bullied, picked. I'm getting chased home. Like
Yeah.
my daddy was like, "Oh, you the big kid." You know what I'm saying? I was always bigger than everybody. But I ain't
Mhm.
gonna lie, I was a teddy bear. Shit, I wanted a hug. Bitch. I ain't
Yeah.
want to fight. Like,
Yeah.
but so I'm getting chased home in the third grade and shit. Like, I'm telling this nigga, I'm telling my daddy, like, what's going on? He's like, just be the bigger person, walk away. Like, it was like, but I used to
Mhm.
hear the stories about him knocking out niggas when he was younger. Like,
Yeah.
but it's like, you can't be there for me. So I had to figure it out on my own. You know what I'm saying? I never got beat up, but well, actually, I lied. I got beat up once. I was 11 years old, but I was tall as fuck. Excuse me. I used to catch the bus because I used to live from back. I used to go back and forth from North Side to Avondale all the time. I used to live in North Side. I went to Chase or whatever the case may be. And it was these 17-year-old dudes, like, they thought I was somebody else. Shit, I was walking with my friend, just in La La Land, just got out of school, getting ready to catch the bus. You know what I'm saying? They took off on me at the bus stop,
Mhm.
thrashed me. Nigga, I was the nigga I was with jumped the motherfucking bench and ran home to his grandma's house. And I just seen that nigga like 2 weeks ago since third grade, and I'm 32, bro. Like, but basically, in so many words, my cousin Jabari, God rest his soul, he passed. His name was Delvin Jabari Battle. Um, he got killed in high school. He was the reason why I ended up going to North College Hill my senior year. He got killed when he was actually in school. You know what I'm saying? Well, not at
Mhm.
school, but at a teen club.
Mhm.
Dude on some pussy shit, shot in the air, whatever the case may be. Bullet came down, hit him in the head. But that traumatized me though. But basically, he would walk me to the bus stop, his little crew. I'm talking about he put that battery in my back. I'm talking about we found them niggas. I hit that nigga so hard. You remember the green recycling baskets that they used to have on the curve? And people
Mhm.
have, man, I got that motherfucker. Bow! That motherfucker. That shit made my that was the highlight of
Hold
my
on, you
life.
talking about green recycling
Yeah,
baskets?
the green recycling bins.
See,
Like they
we
used to
ain't
have,
had.
that was in Northside though.
See, that's north side.
Northside was the hood too. We had
That's
you,
north.
but
Well, it
you
was
had
the
the side
hood though.
they had the side they called the gay side, but that was on UDF. Yeah,
Okay.
they say all of the, but you had some real niggas over there too. But you said they had some, know what I'm saying, some oohs
Yeah,
over there. You know
but
what I'm saying?
I but north no not saying north side ain't no hood because I just don't know about it like that. But I know downtown ain't had no recycling
Oh,
bin.
oh no, yeah,
So I
you
and that's
motherfuckers.
where I was at most of it.
See,
Most of
and you right about that because
it.
I
We
you
got rats.
and raccoon, goddamn,
For
three
real.
CDC just got three Caucasians. What they call three Caucasians destroying and conquering downtown Cincinnati. Right now, got rid of all the raccoons for you to move down there and have fun. But anyways, yeah. So, but basically, Jabari put that battery in my back, man. I never forgot it, and from then I knew I realized a motherfucker bleed just like how I bleed. I don't know why I was scared or timid the way I was, but like I said, I've been through some shit when I was a kid. I was traumatized from being molested and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? The I was molested different times, different ages and shit like that. But I ain't gonna lie to you, like I'm living my truth. Like I ain't scared to tell you how I grew up. The first person to touch me, I was 7. She was 13.
I
Like
think that I think
girls touch niggas too.
girls
Girls be on some freaky
girls
deaky shit. Like,
definitely
but it's all about
definitely
what you're being exposed to
it
though.
yes, and that's what I think because I wasn't no kid that my mama ain't well. My mama
Mm,
ain't let me around a lot of people, but the
yeah,
people that she did let me around was
yeah.
the people that was touching me. But she was very protective. But I think a lot of us, a lot of black people have been
You know
molested.
what it is, right? Look, you motherfuckers need to stop letting y'all kids play house.
Yes.
That shit need to
Quit
get
leaving these kids unattended.
unattended. Play house, leave the door open. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't just motherfucking girls touching boys or boys touching girls. It be
It's
boys touching boys,
boys
girls
touching
touching girls.
boys,
You gotta
girls
leave that
touching
motherfucking door
girls.
open because
Mm-hmm.
it's all about what y'all expose them to.
Definitely.
Like uh, one of the situations where a place where I was molested at, it was my stepbrother family house and shit. His grandfather used to burn DVDs and shit. I'm talking about Booty Talk Volume Sixes and all them shits and all that. You don't know what he got going on, but he used to burn CDs and DVDs, and he had that shit sitting on his motherfucking computer like it was goddamn Blockbuster or some shit. Like you can see it when you walk past. You see some titties. You know the kids. We bag up real and come back in there. But
Mm-hmm.
but motherfuckers was actually using that
Mm-hmm.
to stimulate kids
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, motherfuckers don't understand
I
when you're a kid, you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know you shouldn't be doing it. You know that's adult shit. But that shit for to a kid that ain't never did that, that shit feel good. It ain't supposed to, but some of that
mm-hmm.
shit feel good. And then sometimes you don't tell nobody
Yep.
because you be
Even
embarrassed.
even even you don't tell nobody because sometimes it starts early to where you don't even know if it's wrong or right.
Yeah,
You don't even know what the fuck is going on.
you be
And
shocked.
and I feel like that's what was my situation.
Yeah,
Like it started so young
mhm.
before my mama even started having those conversations with me. Like
Yeah,
so before I could remember my mama having
yeah.
those conversations with me. So when she started having those conversations with me, I'm like, damn. I remember I got peed on my leg. I just used to think that somebody peed on my leg.
Hmm.
Like, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know none of that.
Yeah,
You know, I just feel like, and I feel like that come from generations. Like, I
yeah.
feel like that's a learned, like you said, that's a learned behavior. And I feel like,
But you don't never know the
uh,
person that be this might be touching you might have been touched. So
yes,
they
yes,
think that's okay or
yes, and
normal.
I feel that
So
because I honestly feel like I was on both ends
yeah,
because when it happened to you, you do. I ain't gonna lie, you be like Taseki.
yeah,
You saw that with. Krishan and stuff. You ain't see that?
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it, but
But
I
it's
ain't really paying
like
attention to it.
I'm not gonna lie. You
Yeah,
feel me? Like it's and I feel like that's a problem in our communities
that's a
because I
problem.
feel like it's a learned behavior. Once somebody teach it to you, it's like you keep like, and it's because you being
You repeat the
exposed.
you repeat the
You
cycle because it's hormones are at a young age you full of
yeah.
you full of them, and then everything around you like back then when we was growing up everything wasn't as in our face. You know what I'm saying? It started off in magazines and it started off DVDs. Now these kids in this generation they can
Mm-hmm.
go on Pornhub and watch that shit. Matter of fact, I look, I used to watch that shit too, but I'm Trump. The beginning of the year, you couldn't even get on that shit. They had canceled it. Trump and made it seem like he was gonna get rid of all that shit. Woo woo. I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get on no president shit. But now that shit right back up. It's right back up in people's faces like he was doing something. But really, that's all a distraction too. Like that sexual
yeah.
shit thrown in your face, the music and all that
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
that's why like I'm a helicopter parent. My you know what I'm saying? My son mom, she always tell me like you don't let that boy breathe. No, I don't.
That's
I'm
how it is
there.
about my kids.
I'm there. I'm
My
there.
kids with
They don't
me.
even go to day. My son don't even go to
My
daycare
baby
because
don't
I
go
will
to
fuck one of
daycare.
y'all up. I like. I know for a fact I'll be in jail. If a
It,
motherfucker did something to my son, touch my
that's
son.
just
They
it.
don't know his temperament. They might hit him or something like that.
Mhm.
Like we got to get back to um, making a family a village again. And I'm saying helping each other with each other's kids and things of that nature. But you know what? I'm so traumatized from my childhood.
I
You know what I'm saying?
don't let my kids go nowhere, and I got the village. I feel like I got the village, but I still don't let my kids go nowhere because, I mean, well, they with my mama.
Yeah,
That's about it. My mama, because I feel like my mama gonna watch them. Like I trust my mama with them. But as far as other people, I don't know. Like I don't know. I watch how people do their kids, and
hey,
I don't know.
I ain't
You
gonna lie.
just can't. I can do that because I know my kids, and
Mm,
people probably know their kids, so they don't watch them. But when it's other people around, I don't know. I'm always watching.
yeah. See
My
me,
kids like being in their own motherfucking rooms. They don't even go. They be yelling at each other once
look,
when each other go in their rooms.
I, I'm
But
I'm so traumatized from my childhood. Hey, ever since my little split situation, like I never did daycares or anything when I was in my situation. But like I would work third shift so I could watch my son during the day while she go to work, and then she'd have him, then I'll go at night. That's been like that since he was born,
that's exactly how.
and then now that we in this position now it's to the point to where uh I will watch him. You know what I'm saying? I watch him all day and I let her go do her thing, whatever the case may be, make her money, and then I make my money. We got a certain schedule that we like to keep. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so traumatized. I don't even let family watch it. I can't even let my biological daddy around me,
Mm.
like or watching. Like this nigga had the audacity to ask me because he watch him on a Saturday. I knew that ain't came from him. That came from his wife. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with her, but at the same time, yeah, I ain't about to be playing house with my son,
At
nigga.
least you know what?
How
Okay,
you gonna
let's
play
get
house with my son? You ain't even been a real parent. Come on,
yeah for
the
real,
fuck we got going on?
for
Like
real. Cause that's just
we gotta start holding everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's your mama, your daddy, everybody. Just because they're your mama, or your daddy, or your family member, that don't give them the right of way to say that they right with everything they say. That
yeah,
ain't true.
yeah,
That ain't true. They be wrong
yeah.
than a motherfucker. They know they be wrong. And like even when you put it in their face, they act like shit ain't happening, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take that knife out your back and cut all them ties.
Okay, so when did you meet our daddy? Like
Okay,
when?
so after my mama dropped the bomb on me and I was in the room listening to DMX, boo hoo hoo for 2 weeks, I called her. I was like, I want to meet him.
Mhm.
She knew exactly where this nigga was. Like she didn't know exactly where he was, but she knew where to find this nigga because this nigga liked to
Mhm.
party.
Mhm.
And you know, I
So how did you feel like she was dead serious? Like she dead serious? Like you serious?
she had no shame in her game
Mm.
when she told me. She
Mm.
thought I knew. And like
Mm.
my mom's a Leo. So the L for any of y'all that's a Leo out there, you can hate me all you want, but you know what I'm saying? The L and Leo stand for delusional, lustful, lying ass motherfuckers, and some more shit with an L in it. You can figure that out. Hell, goddamn it. But yeah, she ain't had no It was like another day for her. You know what I'm saying? But so when she told me that, I called her. Was like, I think I'm ready to meet him. I'm talking about I had 5 football scholarships and everything. I lost all 5 of them motherfuckers. I stopped going to school after the football season. My grades was fucked up, all type of shit. I failed the science OGT by 2. I I didn't get to. I graduated, but I had to take the science OGT the following year, so I couldn't go to college because I went through this whole little depression over there. And I used to blame people and point the finger, but you got to realize God already written your story. You just got to get through that
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? God has already written your story. So basically, to answer your question, I met him when I was 17. She went to go find him and tell him that I wanted to see him. She found this nigga at the reggae club. Remember the Lions Den and Rose Line?
Mm-hmm. That's
She
where
found
he.
that nigga doing with
That's
all the
where he
bitches in
out.
there talking about boom.
And it's crazy because if you know him, that's
That's
where
where
you find.
that was he
That's his
loved reggae
spot.
music.
If
Yeah.
he gonna be outside, he's going. He's not going to no regular club or
Yeah.
nothing.
Nah.
He used to do
He liked smoking that
karate and
weed.
he that type of he.
He grew up watching, so he come from the era where all they had was karate and fucking certain anime cartoons and shit like that. So it was very simple back then. He grew up downtown,
Mhm.
so you know what I'm saying. Either you was watching karate movies or your ass was outside fucking around with
Mhm.
all everybody else, getting into some shit. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because at the end of the day, there was a lot of drugs and alcohol and grown people. Like they had rent parties. Y'all probably don't even know what rent parties is. Where motherfuckers is trying to make they rent, so they got so they throw a party with all the music and the liquor and the drugs and all the kids be in the back room and shit, and they make motherfuckers pay to come in there. You know what I'm saying, to mingle. You know what I'm saying, and do they want to? Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. But anyways, so I met him. So she found him in a reggae club. She contacted him. I had lived in Coleraine off of Coleraine and Galbraith in Burgundy Court Apartments. There's a skating ring. The skating ring is still there.
Mhm.
But back then it was just a skating ring. It wasn't what it is now.
Okay.
And the gas station right in front of it is a Marathon now. Back
Mhm.
then it wasn't a Marathon. It was a BP.
Mm.
It's like a little cut in the woods where I can walk from Burgundy Courts and be right there at the skate ring. And I met him at the gas station. I met him and my uncle Terrell, and it might have been Uncle Terrell, baby mama Keisha.
Keisha.
It might have been her.
I love Keisha.
Yeah, we fuck with you, Keisha. And
Yeah, I love Keisha.
so but yeah, and then when I met him, I ain't gonna lie. That's probably why I was like vulnerable and insecure because I really didn't know who I was. I couldn't figure myself out because the family that I was growing up around, certain cousins or certain aunties that was hating on me, made me feel weird because I was always hyper and doing this and doing that. And then after a while, you really start to feel like you weird. Like you
Mhm.
start to feel like you start to get into your shell. You start to get real quiet. That's why I was quiet as a kid. But when I met him, I realized this who the fuck I am. This is why
Mhm.
people need their biological mama and their daddy in their life because they don't know who they is because they peoples ain't around. They don't know what they is. They don't know if this is they supposed to act like this. They supposed to act like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It made me feel weird. Like being hyper was a disease or something. It really, uh, that's my personality. That's why I
Yeah.
get along with everybody.
Okay, so hold on, I forget. I forget what I was about to say. But if it's about something like that,
Yeah.
like so,
Remember?
I come from.
Uh,
So I wasn't. I was told that
hmm.
basically your biological daddy
Yeah.
was my biological daddy,
Yeah.
and I was raised by his family.
Hmm. To
So
what age?
to, I mean, shit. I wouldn't say.
Did he do you
I
how he
mean,
did me?
I knew. I found out he wasn't my dad at 10, maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I was always still going around him. But
So did your mama
this
play?
the
Did your mama
difference.
knew she played him too?
I don't. I feel like she probably did know.
Yeah.
Like she probably did know. But the fact that he seen me, she said he seen me, and he just like, oh yeah, that's
Automatically,
my
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what was told to
She
me.
rolled with it. Yeah.
Yes, but at least this what I like. about the dad you was raised by,
Yeah.
because at least he still come around
He was present.
and
Yeah.
he
Still
at
present to
least
this day.
tried to be a part of your life, your
Yeah.
kid life, at least. Like, you
No,
get what I'm
well, no,
saying?
that you got to take that back because I've been on my own since I was 16.
Mm.
So remember how I told you when I
Yeah,
was living with my grandmother,
yeah,
he never was really around.
yeah,
He was doing whatever he was doing, working, or doing living his life because
yeah.
he had a permanent babysitter. My grandmother didn't go nowhere but church, home.
It
You know what I'm
never,
saying?
it never's the same. It never's the same.
And then about time when we got the only conversations we had growing up, and no bullshit, we never had a conversation other than football.
Mm,
You got to do this. You got to do this to get better. You got to,
mm.
I'm saying, play this. I'm saying, you got to learn this. We never had a conversation outside of football until I was an adult.
And that was the same here. Like, not a real conversation,
Yeah.
even before then.
Mm-hmm.
He had picked me up, even before I found out. He had picked me up. I'd be over grandma's house and with Aunt Keita.
Yeah.
That's who I can say raised me. Is I can say my mama, her mama, Aunt Keita, and grandma.
Yeah.
They raised me, and
That don't sound no different from the day I met him, and then uh, we end up going to our sister Trinity house, the baby mama Jamie.
I used to be with
She,
Jamie.
yeah, he would drive. Basically, the first day I met him in Terrell, we went over Jamie house. She lived in Mount Airy, so she ain't lived too far from Coleraine and Galvert. She lived right there in Mount Airy, right across from that Kroger's.
Mm-hmm.
And we went over her house. I swear to God, I ain't see that nigga for like a month after that.
Really?
You know, he always kept a minute phone.
Mm-hmm.
He would not put the minutes on the phone. He would let all the minutes go out, or he let them motherfucker die. So the only way you can catch him is if you know what bitch he was dealing with.
Man.
So I basically knew Jamie for almost half the goddamn year more than I got to know this nigga.
That's
So
how. That's how. That's
so
how it was with
and
me.
and,
That's
and,
why.
and fast forward to this point, it made me realize this nigga got a problem. He love pussy more than he love his kids.
For real. I
Like,
mean,
and when I had my
because
phone,
that's how it was with me. Like, I done spent personal. I love Jamie
yeah,
because Jamie had me too.
yeah,
I used to call Jamie. I ain't never used. Pops ain't never used to answer his phone.
yeah.
Like, then he started running away from. Before then, Pops ain't even used to answer his phone. But I don't even know, like, if him and my mama probably was, maybe they was, but I don't
See,
know.
Jamie was too cool because
But
she was the white baby mama, right?
mhm,
But let me tell you, a lot of people don't know this, but I was around Jamie so much, and I was in high school, so I was nice and fit. I was young. I looked like my
mhm,
daddy. She was so in love with our daddy, and shit like that. She only stopped fucking with him when he got a girlfriend. Wouldn't let him see his kids. That's just how
mhm,
she moved as a white girl or as a
mhm,
woman. I shouldn't just say white girl. I apologize. But basically, in so many words, is I was around her so much. I think she built an infatuation of me.
mhm,
She wanted to fuck on me. I
mhm,
was a young version of my father.
mhm.
I'm talking about she sending me to her room to go get something out the drawer. She got hella dildos, all type of shit in that motherfucking freaky dicky head ass girl.
Really?
Man, what?
I don't never really remember.
She used to,
As I got older, I don't never remember going
man,
in her
I see
room.
why he was fucking with her. She was on some freaky shit. She probably liked it in every hole. Every hole. I'm talking about she was so cool as a white girl. I see why white people be having problems sometimes because she was allowing me to skip school. The fuck on, you know what I'm saying? My situation that I've been with since in high school. I'm talking about
Mhm.
you picking me up to skip, so I was using her motherfucking
Really?
living room like a motherfucker when I was
Really?
yeah. You ain't
See,
like see that's the thing.
I
We
didn't see that side. See, I didn't see that side
see
of
not gonna
Jamie.
they don't
For
show the girls
me,
that
for me, she was
the cool
the
mom,
cool one. She was cool, but I knew I knew she was a party girl, like, 'cause she
super
was a
party.
party girl. Because we used to, not all the time though, but I used to have fun over her house though. She used to make sure we had everything, but she also had
She had
trends
all the
too with
snacks. I'm talking about
Donovan.
oatmeal cream pies,
So
star
she
crunches,
had
all type. I'm talking about I
everything.
love going
She
over her
made
house.
sure you okay at home, like. And we used to have fun over her house, even when she didn't have a kid, and it was just me and her. She used to just have me, and she ain't had no kids.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't,
I remember her bathing me, making sure I was good and everything. So I don't know
she probably
that
wanted to
part of
bathe me
James.
too. If I ain't had no girlfriend, if she went my sister mama or my
I
daddy
don't
baby
know.
mama, I probably would have tore her ass up before she built like an orange now. She built like dummies.
That's my girl. I'm not
I
gonna
know
lie.
I'm
Just
playing.
because I don't
Trinity,
know,
I love you, girl. I know that's your
just
mama,
because
girl.
I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
that
I'm
side.
just
I
telling
don't know
my
that
truth,
side.
girl.
Say, tell your truth, brother.
But
Tell your truth. But
oh, but I ain't tell you. So basically, the dad who raised me, you gave him
mhm.
all his props. So we got to tell you where the story went because Gemini flipped
Okay,
that switch on me.
okay.
So I started to feel the difference when I was like 12, turning 13.
Mm,
He found out when I was 11.
mm.
So he met this girl when we lived in Avondale. She actually lived in Avondale too. She lived a little bit past Richie's down Vine.
Here go your drink.
I was drinking. I was drinking. You want?
Let me see
So
you. I ain't see you.
what's all that? What that mean? I don't know what the fuck that
I
means.
don't know. I just see all the girls doing it. I'm probably not even doing it
Yeah.
right.
So we gonna throw up them foes because that's what I know. But anyways,
Down the way. Say nah.
see, you know what's
Say
crazy?
nah. No,
You know what's crazy?
nigga.
You know what's crazy? Growing up in
Mm.
Avondale, majority of my life, and then finding out my biological father from downtown. And as growing up, downtown and Avondale always beef. Like, what the fuck are we fighting for? We don't own none of this shit. Like,
Man, we don't.
we
That's
just
why I don't know why no hood.
majority of black people migrated from goddamn downtown and they live in uptown and Skyline and Colerain and
Mm-hmm.
Seven Hills and Forest Park. Motherfuckers come from the inner city. Evanston, you motherfuckers is stupid. Y'all beefing for what? Y'all don't even own the block. 3CDC is kicking y'all ass right now.
See, I
Anyway,
don't even know no blacks now. I don't even. The streets.
nigga,
It don't apply to me.
I'm just a jungle baby. That's it. I'm from the
I'm
jungle.
not even from downtown. I'm from
I'm from Cincinnati. I'm from out my mama Woosah,
Cincinnati. My
whatever you want
mama
to call
pussy.
it. Yep. I slid right out that motherfucking Christ Hospital. Yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, so 13, I started to feel it. Birthdays started to get real weird. Wasn't no more birthday cakes or ice cream or nothing like that. Before he was married too. Well, he's still currently married to her, but they going through a little situation too. But that's their business. But basically, in so many words, I've been knowing her since I was like fourth, fifth grade. Uh, she was 10 years younger than him, but she was 10 years older than me. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kid. I grew up without I ain't had no kids my age.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents had me young. Excuse me. Excuse me. So my parents had me young, so I grew up with all their friends. So I grew up around everybody. I'm knowing everybody. Like I'm the kid. You know how Lil Boosie talk about his son. He raised his son wrong. He had his son in the cut and in the projects and
Mm-hmm.
shit. You raised him out. That was me. I was
Mm-hmm.
that baby. But basically, so she was a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
We cool to this day. But I wanted to know, you know what I'm saying? You did me wrong. You did me bad. You turned my daddy on me, and you slinging that young pussy on him, and she was. I'm keeping it 100. She was. You know what I'm
This
saying
is.
that's how she was manipulating me. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So sometimes men don't look at the full picture. They get blinded with sex, and that was his weakness. He's a Gemini. She's a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
So she was slinging that young pussy on him. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted him to pay more attention to her instead of paying all the attention to me. So that's when I started seeing less of him. But then birthdays when we moved to the suburbs and stuff like that, because really we couldn't even afford to live out in Colerain. Uh, my dad he did maintenance work. He started off at a nursing home, and then he worked his way up and got his little heating and cooling HVAC and all that type stuff. But by him being a maintenance man was we he got a job at apartment complex Woodmere Apartments in Colerain,
Mm-hmm.
and that allowed us to pay half off our rent and shit like that. So we was able to live with around these white folk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying I was able to go to Colerain. That I'm saying they recruited me and stuff like that. I was supposed to play for a coach named Coach Combs, but he ended up going to UC. So that's the reason why I went out there. But basically, in so many words, he birthdays, I no ice cream, no cake, school clothes. He stopped going school shopping and all that shit. Like she was so jealous of our relationship that I found her birth control in the trash can. Like like he would run out of condoms. He thinking she's still on birth control. He got her pregnant, so she ended
Mm-hmm.
up having a kid. And my sister, or one of my sisters, and that basically took a lot of his time. So by the time the age of 16, she was so um, power driven as a Capricorn. As you see, I got this problem with Capricorn. I'm biological father of
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn. There's something wrong with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know y'all tarot card the devil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get that shit together. Y'all gotta be resolved.
See, I don't really have problems with Capricorns. It's just
That's
that
because
one.
you ain't fucking with
Yeah,
no one. You
yeah.
like see our biological father. Let me finish because
Okay, it's your body.
my biological father, but he was your father before I knew he was
Yeah.
mine. So shit. So
But he ain't even
but
my body.
you
It's all fucked
it's all fucked up.
up.
See this nigga shit. This nigga shit. We gotta
For
stop
real.
this. But yeah, so basically, yeah, he chose her side. He never really was. He never stood up. Remember, I told you he didn't stand up for me with kids when I was younger. Like I used to deal with racist football coaches, all type of stuff. Like he never stood up or said nothing.
Mm.
Like I could never talk to him about it. I felt like I couldn't talk to him. Like nigga, what you gonna do? You ain't never did nothing before. So
So when you first went to Korean, was it like predominantly white?
it was more white people than everybody, but all the black people was like we played that I knew that I talked to was on the football team. Like
Mm.
we came out there to play football. Like this was a team that won a state championship in 2004.
Is that where
So Coach
you?
Combs was that man. He fucked with the black people. He fucked with us. Coach Combs.
He was a white
That's
man.
yeah. And when he left, he went to UC, and the person that took over was the quarterback coach, Coach Bowen, which he was racist as fuck. His brother was the coordinator, the sports coordinator, whatever the fuck they call him, the director. He was racist as fuck. Like you had to be a good player for him to like you, or he would say
Mm.
fuck you. Like you was he Coach Bowen told me one time this was my black culture club. I looked at this motherfucker like
Damn. The
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. Corain, they the ones that had the whites only and the blacks only water fountains. People would play pranks like that. Well, these
Mm.
white people play pranks like that. Like
Mm.
Corain's on some racist shit. That's why they having the downfall that they having. They football team is trash. They go 0-10. Y'all suck. Uh, like the friends that I had, you lame ass niggas voted me off the team because I used to skip practice, go get some pussy. You lame ass niggas. Uh, and then my daddy didn't stand up for me because he was supposed to talk to the coach. So I ended up having to go to Colerain because we was out already. I ended up having to go to North College Hill my senior year because me and my dad was beefing because his wife would say he ain't washing the dishes. She would ask me to wash the dishes. I'm like I've been cleaning the house for a long time, washing the dishes. I'm talking about I'm down there OCD, so I was down there like my daddy made. I used to clean his room, and I was so
That was
OCD.
mean.
That's how I found the Playboy magazines up under his mattress when I was little. Because I used to clean the house and I used to watch them. Look at them. But that was when I was in the third grade. But anyways, so me and my dad ended up getting into a fight over her because he wouldn't listen to me. All he could hear was her. Because as long as she got on his nerve and it was in his ear, he couldn't hear or see or think or nothing. Like so, yeah, I got into a fight with his. You know what I'm saying he's shorter than me. I was always taller than him, but he was strong. The motherfucker he kicked my ass in the front yard. But after that,
Mm.
fuck this shit. Like I ended up going. I ended up having to. Even though me and my mama didn't have a relationship, I had to use her address. She lived in North
Mm-hmm.
College Hill. I still ain't live with her. I live with her daddy. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And yeah, that was. She told me she ain't had no room for me because she had a man and she had other kids. You ain't even been around. Like you ain't been around. No birthday present. Not the last birthday present she bought me. I was like 7 years old, and I swear to God, it was like a toy for a 4 year old.
Mm.
The little cars, and it looked like a little gun handle, and you got to twist the knob on the side. Them
Okay.
motherfucker going circles. Like motherfucker don't need to go straight. Like bitch, I'm 7. Give me something
Say
else.
she
Like
got that from Five and Below.
man, it wasn't no five and
Say
below.
no.
She got that from Goodwill below. God damn it. But I mean, I ain't gonna put her down or nothing like that because I'm pretty sure she had her own traumas and tribulations she had to deal with.
Mhm.
What happened to people, kids, for the most part, is that men and women, we don't deal with our traumas. We don't, and we got to learn how to break family cycles, because if we don't overcome what our mom and our dads has put us through, or how they made us
Mhm.
feel, all we do is take on all that hurt and pain and spill that over into our own children.
Definitely.
And we got to learn how to break that cycle as Black people, like as people in general. As people in general, we got to learn how to break that cycle. So I ended up going to North College Hill my senior year, and I was basically like how I was when I was at Aberdeen. I was my own man. I got myself up to go to school and all that type stuff. And then, and after football season, that's when my mama told me about the biological father situation. And I've been knowing this nigga. I've been knowing this nigga ever since. But it ain't been all, you know what I'm saying, smiley faces and rainbows. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I wish it could be, because I feel like my level of maturity, my diversity and the tradition, the family tradition that I learned growing up, I was trying to apply that to my biological family. But they so
Mhm.
broken. They so broken. They don't want to have these real conversations.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because it seems okay. So when you say you, it's crazy that you see. I don't know because I haven't been around
Hmm.
that much for a long time. For a long time. But
Because you get you once your parent get, look, this is how it works. When a person you care about, which is your parent, give up on you, or they show you that they ain't for you, you say fuck the whole family.
mm, yeah.
It
I
started
mean,
with your
but
parents, but because you know they rock with him, you know they deal with him, you know they
yeah,
accept everything, all his flaws,
yeah,
they lie for him, all that type of shit. So you say
yeah,
fuck everybody, and that's how it was with the dad who raised me, and that's how it is now with the biological father side. Even though I tried, like it's like me, it's like I'm the father and he the son, and I want to give him his respect. I want to give him his throne. But the only time you ever seen all his kids in one room, I did it.
yeah.
That's
And
why.
that's another reason why I respect and love you because you you really be trying to get everybody in one room, even me. Like you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and you really try to include like you still in my life. Like
yeah.
what we done met shit 12. My baby 12. We
Hmm.
met before I had her, didn't I?
Hmm. Oh,
When I was pregnant with Jayana, didn't I?
I
Then
met you. I
we
met you before that.
yeah,
Yeah, I met you
yeah.
before that, and
Yeah,
I ended up being a real close bond with you.
and that's
And
crazy. And you like that, and you probably like that with all the siblings, and that's
I
why
tried.
I respect with most of us.
But I tried with everybody. I gave everybody a chance.
Yes, and that's what I love about
I gave
you.
everybody a chance, and
Like
I kept over and over again, to the point to where I chose this, the kicker with my situation that's going on right now. I chose family over my relationship.
yes, you can't. You got okay. Let's get to your relationship because
Come
because
on, man.
okay
You,
okay because hold on, Ashley. I got you.
it's cool. It's
So
cool.
now, okay. So how did you choose
Huh.
family over your like? What was it that was coming in between family and your relationship?
So you gotta start from the beginning.
Okay.
Um, when I was going through all that mess with well, not the biological father, the father that raised me, the dad that
Mhm.
raised me, and his wife, and they messed. My family had already dispersed because my great grandmother had got older. She couldn't pay her bills, or certain things, or she couldn't take care of certain things, so she had to move to Atlanta with my grandma. So that tradition was gone. It was out the window. Nobody filled her shoes. Still ain't nobody filled her shoes to this day. That's why
Mhm.
my family do their own thing.
Hold on. Let me just go back. Let me just go back to when you said that this broken. When you said that they broken. One thing that I feel like I know is that they may have been in the I don't know because I'm not there, but coming from you, it seemed like damn everybody acting weird. That's how from I
But
haven't
I'm the
been.
scapegoat. I'm the scapegoat for most of the shit.
Yeah, and I don't know, like when it comes like between like that whole family dynamic,
Yeah.
because it used to seem like a family dynamic to the point where that was my, from me coming from, I love my mama and I feel like she a strong woman for raising, but my mama and my stepdaddy and daddy, the one I thought I was my daddy, they was all drug dealers. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? They all was. So
It was based out. It was based out to survival.
I'm smart as fuck. I watch everything.
Yeah.
So going over grandma and them house and being with Aunt Kitty and them, that was like my peace of mind. Like
Hmm.
you get what that's where I got like a
See, as a kid, you don't see all the shit. You see all the shit when you become an adult.
yes. And that's what I'm saying. It seemed like a good family dynamic. Like
Hmm.
everybody was close and everything like
Yeah.
that. But even until up to when grandma passed away,
Yeah.
like it seemed, but like as you when you explaining it, it's like because she's not here no more, everybody like a lot of
A lot of shit
it's
has
just
changed.
a lot of stuff changed.
Yeah.
Like
It's
and I can't
it's hard to lose somebody that you close to, whether it's a grandmother, a mother, a father, whoever the main person was in your life. When you lose them, and
mm-hmm.
that was the only tradition. Like people don't know that our biological father, uh, well, I guess I gotta say my biological father, but
I
your father
mean,
too, whatever.
yeah, that
But basically,
because that's the only man that
him,
I even not acknowledged that was my daddy. Because
yeah,
I thought that's my daddy.
yeah,
I call him my daddy,
yeah,
but he don't act like my daddy. But that's the only man I acknowledge
yeah,
as my daddy. I call my stepdaddy. I love my stepdaddy,
yeah,
but growing up, I did not like my stepdaddy
right.
until I got older, and I'm like, he
You
done
you
showed me
you
more love than
you the
the
strong.
person I thought was my daddy any fucking
Uh,
way. Like so,
but do that make a man? Do that make a man weak for taking care of another man's kids,
I don't feel like it
or
do.
sticking with a woman who got man's kids, and instilling that positivity as a father? Because to from my from the outside looking in, from the people I see, that make a man look weak. That make that's at least that's what they think. It makes a
Mm.
man look weak to take care of another man's kids. But why can't you be man? If your
But just look,
father live in the same city, why can't your father be there?
yeah.
And why you think it's cool to let another man raise your kids? Who said that
But
was cool? Who told
but
you niggas that was cool?
but don't want to be, if a man don't want to be there,
I get that.
I just feel like, cause like my daughter,
Yeah.
okay, I done had my dude now, the been in my oldest child life since she was 1 years old.
Hmm.
She probably know more about him than she do her real daddy. Like you
I
get what
don't
I'm
even know
saying?
her real daddy. That's
You
my
feel
niece.
me?
Yeah.
And it just and he he cool. I ain't gonna bash him or nothing. He
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm the type of baby mama. You gonna have to come yourself. You reach out yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with the whole. I
Reaching
done
out
had
or
my
begging
time.
and shit like
I
that.
done had my time when she was younger.
Yeah.
My baby older now, and we okay. I make sure we okay. Her stepdaddy make sure she
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
She's not missing out no nothing, but
And I
she
fuck
do
with him
love
because
her daddy.
I fuck with him because he is Sagittarius.
She do love her daddy. She do love her daddy, and
Yeah.
she do know her daddy.
Yeah.
And when she want to go to her daddy, she can anytime. When her daddy want to come pick her up, I don't give a fuck how long she ain't sit there.
Yeah.
If you want to come pick her up, you can come pick her up. But one thing I ain't about to do is stress myself out about it. I'm not.
I know
I'm
that's right.
okay.
See, one thing I had to learn as an adult, because with all that being said, with what you said, and then parents and shit like that, I was putting myself in a depression because I was a person who played football to a high level, and I thought I was gonna go D1 and then go to the NFL, and I ain't even get to play in college because of everything that happened and the way it
Mm.
happened. And
Cause that can be
and
hurtful. Like
yeah,
yeah.
people don't understand that when you play sports and you don't have a plan B, all people who play sports or is passionate about something, when they can't do that or when they're not doing that no more, they seep into a deep depression and they find things to cope. That's actually when I started smoking and drinking, because I ain't started smoking and drinking until I was like 20, 21. Like
Yeah.
between 19 and 21. I can't really put an age on it, but at the same time, that's when I started trying to smoke and just numb myself and all the feelings that I had, because I didn't know how to channel those and things of that nature. But um, it's just a lot. Like you have to learn how to deal with it. But what I learned as an adult, we have to learn how to. Some people just don't want to change.
Mhm.
But it's like if you got an uncle that's a thief, you ain't gonna let that motherfucker go in your house by himself, right? You don't mind showing him love, but you gonna make sure you walk that nigga to the bathroom. You gonna walk that nigga to every room. You gonna make sure you know your whatever you got in your cabinet, whether it's pills, whatever, is in the same spot where that nigga come out. Like, but you gotta know where to keep them. You can still love them. You can still try to
Mhm.
pour into them, pour positivity in them, but you gotta know where to keep motherfuckers. And that's where, including parents, whether you want to be in your kid's life or not. But guess what? You gotta swallow that pill. But at the end of the day, is when you get older and you start your bones start to break down and you go back into baby form like how you was when you was born and you need help, nigga, your ass going to the nursing home.
Yes.
You're not living with me.
See, that's going back to
Eh,
that's going back into where you said I'm sorry.
oh no, you know you
You
all
right
right.
there like you touch it.
No,
So
you
no,
no
my
you
brother
no
say.
you okay, you okay.
But just how you said, like, does it make a man weak? Like, cause it seemed like it's weak. Even if it seemed like it's weak at the time,
Yeah,
just like me, I didn't know, I didn't realize how much of an impact my stepdaddy had
played in your
on
life.
me until I got older, like
Yeah,
dead
for sure.
ass. That's the one who talked to me about boys. That's like don't trust these like as far as
Facts.
men. That's the first person that talked to me about something that's not he the only one probably like as far as and grandma
Yeah,
and
yeah.
him and grandma that's all I
See,
can
I
remember
would I wish I would.
as far as like as far as like being an example for your sisters now, man, your brothers and sisters now, and just putting that in my
Yeah,
head or making school an important thing for me. Like, you
yeah.
feel me? I don't think nobody was preaching you gotta do school because most of our peoples, except Ankita, probably
Mm-hmm.
didn't graduate high school.
No,
Like
biological daddy, that nigga ain't graduate high school. He be trying to
yeah,
hide it. He don't want nobody knowing shit. Like
nobody
nigga, you
did.
grew up downtown. You was selling dope. Like you got influenced by your brothers.
Yes.
Your daddy was a hoe. Your daddy was married and going around messing with all these young hoes and had like 26 kids in the city and one kid
Mhm.
in Korea. You get what I'm saying? And you looking up to your daddy because you seen your daddy
Mhm.
6 times. You 6 times, like 6 times in your life, and you honoring this nigga. But your daddy was a deadbeat too, nigga. I don't know why you honoring this
You
nigga.
know when the first time I even saw the other side of the family or even heard of the side of the family, it was when somebody was getting married. And that was the first time I even been around their daddy side of the
Yeah, the
family.
Barnetts.
Yeah,
Well,
or
his last name is Barnett, but he got Barnett, Maxwell's, all the
but
motherfuckers.
ain't
He got a lot
grandma
of motherfuckers.
name?
But what he was so player. He was in the army. He was married. He was in the army. He would tell his wife he was going on duty, and really
Mhm.
he was going on booty duty, and
Mm.
he was having kids with other women. But how he was playing it, he would make the women give the kids their last name instead of his last name, so he wouldn't get caught.
Mm.
He was like 50 when he met grandma, and grandma was like 17.
I didn't know
She
that.
she was
I
somewhere. She
didn't.
was somewhere between 17 and 20. She had just got out, from what I've heard. I don't know how, allegedly she just got out the foster home. She was on her own, and he paid for her apartment and everything. That's how she ended up downtown. She was the
Mm.
only white Cherokee Indian lady downtown.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? And then motherfuckers can't fuck with her. When they try to fuck with her, they didn't even know she had black kids because all her kids was mixed.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I didn't.
I
A lot
respect
of stuff.
the game, because if he would have did what he did, I wouldn't be here. But at the
Mhm.
same time, can I see myself doing that as a man? Leaving my
Mhm.
kids or having kids different places? Hell no.
And that's a good
I
thing.
don't,
That's good.
I would show you my ID, first name, last name. If you ever get pregnant by me, please let me know. I am a present father.
Say period.
I
Let
I
me know.
I want to be there. Like I love my kids. I just hope I don't end up like Boosie and had this big ass house with a whole bunch of kids. I hope I don't go through that life. I don't want that for myself. I don't want to be the same cycle as my father. And I had to go back and talk to myself. I'm nothing like my mom or my father. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a situation, I got one kid and I got a situation that's pending and all that shit and trying to figure it out. Like
They
that's
started young, brother. They started at 16,
I know.
15,
Man,
14.
this nigga told me they used to like they grew up downtown. Wow, the biological father, they grew up downtown. They told me they liked the runaway girls
Man,
because they could sneak in the house, they could fuck while they yay bang do all this shit. They told me all the stories. They run train on bitches and shit. Whoop de whoop whoop de whoop. I
they
said,
was
damn, you
telling
niggas is wow. But no, I'm saying I ain't here to knock it. That's just how they was. But at the same time, it's like if you fast forward back there to now. See, the reason why I take my time dealing with a woman and I like to pour into one woman and I like to get to know her family background because I want to know what she came from, what trauma she has, what she got to deal with. And then at the end of the day, you just can't go off of what meets the eye because if you fucking on some girl and you don't know nothing about her and you don't know that she got mental illness in her family, that's why these kids be fucked up.
mm-hmm.
Mental illness, all type of shit they got going on through their bloodline. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all tripping. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I love doing what y'all like to do. The oochie coochie. I like it do everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's I
You
just
gotta be responsible. That's the thing
that's that's
too.
that's
That's the
that's what I
thing.
that's what I call myself, a responsible hoe.
And
That was before
I feel like I'm responsible too. Because these hoes be out here keep getting pregnant and I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck.
hey,
You good coochie, whatever you want to call it, bitch. You I'm not about to keep on
hey,
having I'm not about to I ain't never had no
I'm about to
abortion.
learn how to make
I'm
sure.
never getting pregnant by a motherfucker that
I
I
don't believe in
don't want to
abortion.
get
I don't
pregnant.
believe in it.
I don't believe in abortions and I'm never getting pregnant by a motherfucker
Shout out to you.
that I'm not about
You
to be with. I'm not about to let you nut in me, bitch.
shout out to
I'm
you.
gonna be
And people don't know. And
up.
people
Like,
people
bitch, you got
people
me
don't know.
fucked
People
up.
don't know. Like, well, a lot of women don't know. When you have sex with a man and he come in you, that DNA stays with you forever. That's why you supposed to hold yourself to a high pedestal, and you're supposed to be a temple.
I feel like you can
I ain't
wash
saying that you
that
can't do it
DNA
because
out.
I come from the slums too. It ain't shit to do but the hunt. But
Listen, I don't think that DNA stay with you forever.
it does. It does.
It may wear on a little
It
bit.
it marinated in that
It may
motherfucker a
it
while.
may
Well,
for a little bit, but
you ever,
for a little
that's
maybe for a
that's
little
why some of
bit.
y'all babies be looking like y'all exes and shit.
She
I ain't gonna lie. I was down there at opening day, bro. When I swear to God, I swear a lot. I seen a couple girls. They kids resembled like a motherfucker. I said they must share the same baby daddy. Like Cincinnati, too
That's
goddamn small.
crazy.
I can't do it. I can't do it. And then let's talk about relationships. So when people get into relationships, you fall in love. I get the thing of being overprotective because I'm overprotective. That's the reason why I
Hmm.
got married because I got tired of lame ass niggas thinking it was okay to talk to my lady, and I've been with her since high school. So now that I'm married, it's legal to
So you
kill one of you
married
niggas.
her, so
I
won't
married her
nobody.
because I loved her, but I married her because I wanted to kill one of you niggas legally and get away with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So
I
you
was
fuck
gonna
with this
blaze.
one, you
Yeah,
bad,
yeah,
and I'm getting away
yep.
with it.
Blaze. Like because at the end of the day, that's disrespectful. You know she married, and you still stepping on the nigga toes. When the last time? Like you niggas ain't got no respect, no respect, and I got respect for everybody. You get what I'm saying? I ain't never talked to one of my niggas exes. I'm talking about they main exes. You get what I'm saying? If you was my nigga, I ain't never talked to your ex unless you try to, you know what I'm saying, fuck me over. I ain't got to that point yet. I'm a revengeful motherfucker, so I can't never say never. But I ain't never did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I respect the game. If even if I come across a girl on social media and she got a man, I don't try to fuck up a happy home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If she bite, she bite. But at the same time, you niggas gotta stop getting mad at the other nigga and get mad at the female. You gotta hold that
Who
person
get?
accountable.
I never heard of a nigga getting mad of another nigga. Somebody got mad
I ain't gonna lie. In my days, like who this nigga? This nigga know this my bitch. Why are you talking to this?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
like
okay,
especially if
okay,
they go to
okay,
school with you. They go to school with
yeah,
you, and they
okay,
know that's your girl.
okay. Now that's different, cause I didn't hear
They
that
go to your
experience
school or they
before.
work with you, and they still trying.
That's real disrespectful.
That's some fuck nigga
That
shit.
didn't happen. I've been in the middle of that before.
I
Like,
had
come on now. Now, when you know the nigga, that's different.
yeah
Like, come on now. You know that's my bitch.
yeah.
Like, even even if you a bitch, you know that's my nigga. It's
Hey,
like, quit playing.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Before I came on this podcast today, you know what I'm saying. My situation, she was bisexual. You know what I'm saying. So, um,
Was she bisexual before? Like, did you know she?
no, she I found out that she was a gay woman 10 years after dating her. She like no, don't get me wrong, she liked me, but her first kiss was
A
a
girl.
girl. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
mean, I feel like a
because
lot of people's was,
and
cause
that's
mine's
that's
probably
another thing with the
was,
black family.
but I don't like girls. Hold
But you
on.
let a girl eat your pug? See,
Indeed.
every girl got that little curious in them, and that's okay. Men, hey, as men, if you got a girl that's curious or that's somewhat gay, just let her explore. Let her explore. Because women,
But I
when
wouldn't bring it into the bedroom.
I look at it like this. As long as you got that communication, women are more sensitive, and they have that conversation that certain men can't have. Especially if you've been dating her for a long time. When she talking to another female, feeling comfortable, they get it out your face for a while. You can have you some you time. You know what I'm saying? Because don't be like me and overly compromise yourself. Like my family fucked me up so bad when the dad that was raising me and his wife when I became homeless at the age of 16, I ended up moving to my grandfather's house and had to go to North Carolina my senior year. Uh, Basically, within all of that going on, I was just now starting to talk to my lady. You know what I'm saying? Her family accepted me with open arms. They took me to motherfucking SeaWorld 1 year in Florida, paid for me because my daddy won't give me no money. They took me to goddamn Disney 1 year, paid for me, and because my daddy won't pay. They knew I was from the hood. They knew I just lived in the suburbs, but I was a lot of my friends thought I was my friends even thought that I thought I was better than them because I want to hang with them, but they didn't really know that I was the foster poor kid. Like I can't go to the movies, I can't go to skating with you, I can't hang out with you. And then my thing ain't I didn't get into girls until I was like in the sixth grade. So and that still don't mean just because I like girls, I want to go out and just focus on partying or fucking on a bitch. Like I was respectful to women. I was raised by women, so I wanted
See,
to
that
hold
was
women.
the thing about me. I feel like I was hypersexual.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was a little hypersexual.
I think I was insecure. Men just like women, men is insecure and vulnerable too. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Y'all be perfect.
I think because a lot of the boys, well, the lot of boys that I was in school with, they first of all, it came from my
Was
family.
you boy
It
crazy?
even came from the people on the street. Not to be funny. Even the man, everybody always told me how pretty I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I was pretty. So I wasn't insecure about
She
myself.
pretty.
So I even the dudes on the street, which I feel like was perverts. Like
They was, especially
they
the older niggas.
yeah, the older
They
niggas. I
love.
used to be in probably fourth motherfucking grade, and they used to be like, "She gonna be bad when she grow up." Like what?
You know what it is, right?
And I just took that and I ran with it. So I knew I could have any dude I want, but I wasn't as arrogant as people think
Yeah.
I
It just
probably was.
boosted
Like
your confidence.
it boosted my
You were very
confidence,
confident.
but yeah, like I knew I wasn't no ugly girl, but to other people, I was always a nice sweetheart. Like I
Yeah.
was always a nice sweetheart, and I feel like people bullied me because I was pretty.
I gotta raise my hand like we in school. I got a
I
question.
was pretty. I was light skinned, and a lot of people thought I was mixed.
Yeah.
And turn to find out I wasn't even mixed. They
Yeah.
used to call me white girl,
Yeah.
and I'm not even. my biological people's
Yeah.
not even white. You get what I'm saying? Like,
You just got
so
the pretty brown skin. Ain't no
yeah,
wrong.
so I feel like even within my family, which I love my family because they also boosted my confidence as
Yeah.
far as being the smart girl
Yeah.
and the bookworm or whatever the case. I love them for that because
That's why my niece
I
she
didn't
be in the
think
books
that
like
I didn't think that about myself, but
yeah,
they put that in me. Like, you smart as fuck. Like,
yeah.
but they also white girl, like, you white girl,
You
like,
know that's what they used to call the biological father. He hated that shit because he
yeah,
was mixed. They used to call him white boy. They used to get in fights for that shit downtown.
man.
But downtown was they was darker. They was like
Yeah,
yeah,
everybody
you
was
know
dark.
my son mom mother she called downtown Africa. Goddamn it, because
Man.
that's where a lot of the dark men motherfuckers is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, we got
And
some
it's a
light
jungle.
skins.
Yeah,
That's light
yeah,
skins.
we mixing it up a little bit. But you know what? Speaking of that situation, you said how the motherfuckers was like she gonna be bad when she older. Do you know a lot of them motherfuckers is lame for real? But a lot of the older niggas. You know when men get older, they become more and more insecure.
Mm.
So it's like they don't talk to the girls that they grew up with because they already know how they was in school or grade school coming up, or they know what they've been into. So girls don't either take them seriously or they ain't matured enough to deal with them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they go for younger
Or they
girls
probably
because
perverts.
yeah, that's why they go for younger girls because uh they know they can buy a younger girl a purse or something like this,
Mm-hmm.
and they young body they know they got them young hormones. So you know what I'm saying, niggas be wanting to be, you know what I'm saying, they don't know how to act their age, so they entertain younger shit. That's why. But now it's starting to flip. Now older women are starting to go after young boys. R. Shelley and them, they down there with. Hey,
We can get a young
you know what's funny?
boy.
You know what's funny? I see something on Facebook. It said OBGYN. They said them old bitches get young niggas
Period.
for real.
Period.
Like this shit
I
is
don't think
crazy.
nothing wrong with.
No,
I don't think nothing wrong with getting you a. It,
so you ain't nothing wrong
not
with
too
girl.
y'all. As long as that motherfucker
Stella,
legal.
Stella,
Stella.
Stella got her groove back.
Stella.
R. Shelley in the background. Like, but I don't know, man. Like at the end of the day, but when men get older, they do get insecure because they ain't got some of them ain't got the stamina they used to have. You get what I'm saying? Some of them got them receiving hairlines. They
But it's
when they
different
go
ways.
bald and all that
But
shit.
women is not. I don't think women is all about sex. I don't think like you can even if you get older and you lose all your stamina or whatever.
yeah.
I feel like a woman is still gonna love you as long as you try something,
So you don't think when
do
women, so you
something.
don't think when the older woman go after a young boy, she trying to make a builder nigga like a builder bear. She trying to put all the stuff that she wants. This nigga is a Powerpuff Girl now. She trying to put all the shit in the pot, sugar and spice, everything nice. Now I'm saying I'm just gonna put this old cat on this nigga. I'm gonna feed him. I'm gonna feed him real good. I'm gonna even bathe him. I'm gonna get up under his nuts. He gonna stick around because she got the finances, she got the house, she got the car, but she's lonely because she chose to chase her career, or she thought she was bigger than what she was in her relationship, so she belittled the man that she was with that was her age. And since that nigga didn't listen, and he ain't attacking her like he used to, she need a young boy because us
I
young
don't think
boys,
it. I
us.
don't think it's all about that. I think it's just about the sex.
You think it's about this?
At that point when you go down to
So
get
that's
a
what.
young boy, I think it's all about the sex. You know this young boy can't do nothing for you. You know he can't.
But when you already got everything, you don't need that young boy to do nothing for you, right?
If you already got
All you need him is to
everything,
make that motherfucker purr.
that's
That's
all.
all you
That's
need.
all. That's
But
all.
that's fucked up because when you see these old niggas with these young girls, they be like, oh girl, he a pervert. He just liked her because she's skinny again. Now you got older women. They going through depression and all this shit, wishing they were skinny. They had their high school bodies again and shit like that. They
I'm
like,
not. I don't know because I never messed with nobody. My dude now is a year younger than me, so I don't. I never messed with
Holger.
nobody.
He was a Holger.
No, I never messed with
So
nobody
yeah.
younger than that. That's
Shit.
it. That's it.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was young, I went for all the older girls. I was dating a motherfucking junior and eighth grade.
Yes, like everybody probably was older than me.
Yeah,
Like,
I liked the older girls. I thought they was just like
or my
they
same age.
they looked like fine wine to me. Like, and they was like, I knew I was an in closet freak, so I was gonna lick them from their head to their toe to their ankle to the crack of their toes. I don't give a fuck. I was gonna tear their old ass up, knock the dust off that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I wanted one of my teachers, but I ain't get that lucky.
I wanted one of my teachers so
I used to fantasize in science
in
class
fourth
about
grade.
hey, if you went to school with me in North College, I don't remember the science teacher's name, but she had a fat ass. I used to have I wanted to make a Bill Nye Science Guy video in her science room and shit with one of the goddamn rulers and shit. I don't give a fuck.
See, it was fourth grade for me, and he taught multiplication. It was when he was teaching us multiplication. He used to be dead serious about those multiplications. If we got them wrong, he used to be pissed. And he used to shut. He was a short black man.
See? Yeah.
And I used to be like, "Woo, Mr. Crawford."
I'm telling your man that you said you describing your man right now.
Woo, Mr. He used to be pissed. 4 times 4. Like, he used to be pissed.
Because y'all wasn't paying no attention. Y'all was paying attention to how he looked.
Yeah.
That's why I got an F in science when I was a senior, because I couldn't focus. That's why she started wearing the motherfucking thick ass sweaters around her goddamn waist in class, because she knew we was looking at that. That ass jiggled every time she walked. I don't give a fuck.
See, that's how all the boys.
And then I had my nigga Hood in the same class. That nigga is retarded. Shout out to Hood. But
that's how all the boys was when I was in 10th grade. Yeah. 10th or 11th grade. That's how they all was.
Mm-hmm.
They all was on our geometry teacher. Because she was a little thick. Her name was Miss Moore. She was, sir. She used to wear her jeans on Friday and tough.
I ain't gonna lie. Shit, my senior year, that was amazing. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in school, my junior year, one of my old friends, his daddy was the running back coach, but he also was the officer in high school. He got the fucking art teacher pregnant. He was fucking on the art teacher.
Your daddy?
No, this was an old friend, like ex friend. He ain't my homie no more. We cool. Yeah, we cool. But his daddy, I'm talking about, he was knocking shit. He from downtown. He grew up. He get last, you know what I'm saying? His last name Williams and shit. But he had that downtown mentality. But he was in a suburban school, so yeah, that nigga was plotting on them. He was plotting on them young girls too. He was waiting for them to turn 18. I swear to God, he was. Cause them old niggas, boy, they get close to them young girls, but they wait. Some of them wait till they get of age. Yeah. Some of them don't.
Yeah.
But I still think that's kind of creepy. Like me personally, look, if you over the age of 25, or you in your 30s, we're gonna say your 30s. If you're in your 30s, you should not date no girl under the age of 25. And that should be the law. The reason why is because they ain't been through enough life. Mm-hmm. And 25 is, you know what I'm saying, your quarter century year. That's when you've been through enough. You've been through enough drama. You've been through enough of this or that. You know what I'm saying? Vulnerability situations to the point to where you know what's good for you, what's not. You motherfuckers be taking advantage of the motherfuckers up under the age of 25. And they ain't ready to be grown yet. Like,
I can't even see me. I'm 32. I can't even see me going to 20 nothing. 20 nothing. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm glad you mature.
To me, I just me.
So if that motherfucker was not,
I might maybe 29, maybe 28, but you gotta be pushing 30 because, well, not me because I'm taking, but
you know what?
But I'm just saying, I wouldn't go past nobody.
I think in your 30s you shouldn't go past 25.
You shouldn't go no
lower than 25.
I wouldn't even go to 25. Like, me personally, when it's dealing with a male.
So 25, so 26 and up. I say 25. 26. I say 25.
For me, it's gonna have to be like maybe 20. Bitch, you gotta be.
Cause you selling.
Your birthday better be next year, and you gonna be 30. 29. I can't go too far. I can't go.
I mean, I ain't going on Lord.
I mean, maybe for a
But
queen,
see,
maybe
I
for a
now
queen.
that I got a kid and I'm more mature and more wiser than I ever been. Like it's dating out here or dealing with somebody. Well, I won't date. I won't fuck with nobody until the motherfucking ink on the divorce papers is dry. That's my
That's
faith
good.
though.
Okay, okay, okay,
That's my faith
okay.
though because I feel like if you mess with somebody while you married, you stepping on God's toes. And if
Okay,
somebody
so
mess with you and they know you married, they ain't never gonna have a happy marriage. They ain't never gonna have no happy relationship. God is gonna ruin their life. They gonna go through some unlimited karma
I
stuff.
feel like that too. I feel like marriage is a different level.
Yeah,
Like that's a whole different level. Like
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's
But
why I don't like the
but
Clarissa
but
Shields and the Papoose shit.
But I mean I ain't gonna lie. These days you gotta damn near date to marry because everybody is just fucking with everybody,
Yes.
and it's like you don't want to be a part of the shenanigans, the motherfucking circus. As black people,
Hmm.
we went through so much. Our ancestors went through so much. It's like why we continue to be a part of the circus. Yeah, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It might feel good, but when you get to 30, 30 is like the new 20s for real. You see everything. Anything that come to you, you see it before it happened. Like you already know what somebody on, but you just gotta play like like you don't know what like you don't know what's going on, like you don't see it. Because
Hmm.
if you let a motherfucker know what you're going on, they ain't gonna try to do the stupid shit. It's like basically people exposing themselves because they don't know
Yeah.
themselves. They ain't one with
Yeah.
themselves and shit like that. But when it comes to relationships, I love, bro. I damn near date to marry. I got to
I
take it
love
slow.
love too.
Like you know how they say slow motion ain't no motion. Like what I'm saying, like I love taking it slow with a female. Like getting to know her, getting to know everything about her. Like just because girls are simple for real,
Hmm.
but the world made it to the point to where like you niggas, you lame niggas is tricking. It, it's a lot of lame niggas with a bag. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of real niggas that's just working 9 to 5 trying to get to that point. But some women appreciate it. Some women don't. I'm starting to think that the traditional woman is extinct. Y'all tell me if they're extinct or not. You think traditional women is extinct with everything going on? With you know what I'm saying,
I
I don't.
wouldn't say it's stink,
Or
but
they had. Or they had.
I feel like it's rare because or it's hard to get.
Yeah.
Maybe it's rare or it's just hard to get
Mhm.
just because of everything today. Like it's like nothing is genuine for real.
Yeah.
Nothing is real for real. Like it's either for a camera, it's either for the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
Like it's not it and then it's just so much like I don't think men is not it's men is not presenting themselves
The
like how
correct way.
you are. Like
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like marriage, man, like it's important
I
or
ain't gonna lie.
I'ma lock her down because I need this man. Like
Yeah.
it's not like that no more. Like it's like women
See,
it to today I don't know. I think we just not going for
yeah.
anything.
I grew up without a mom, so I always fiend for that nurture, that love. I had tough love all my life. And then I grew up watching Disney movies and shit,
And
fairy
you gotta
tales.
think we
So
grew up without a dad. So it's like
see, but I can't
it's
say that. I grew up with a dad.
and that's
I grew up without a
exactly.
mom mostly.
You grew up without a mom, so you missing that love from a mom.
Yeah. So I
We're
used to
missing
always
that
be in
love from a
daydreams and shit.
dad, which kinda is a bad thing because we haven't even experienced a love from a man to show us how a man's supposed to treat his daughter. So we kinda